The scale drawing shows the position of town A and town B. The scale 1 centimeter represents 15 kilometers. So today, some key terminology that we need is a scale. Okay, so we're just going to keep that aside there. So we've got north over there. So A, we've got the north line there. B, we've got the north line there. So B, we've got the north line there. And then it says find the actual distance between town A and town B. Measure the bearing of town B from town A. Okay, so let's explore a couple of these things. Let's explore centimeter. How do you spell centimeter? I feel like it's got an ER. Okay, we might go into these. Did I spell meter wrong? Did I seriously spell meter wrong? Probably. Okay, so we've got scale, centimeter. Actually, we've got distance. Okay, and then we've also got this word, this phrase, actual distance. And last thing was bearing. So we'll explore these as we go. I just want to write down our key terms as we go. So the scale drawing shows the positions of town A and town B. So what does it mean for it to be a scale drawing? Okay, there we go. I like that word. We've got proportion, proportionally the same. Okay, so they've got the same proportionate size. So let's add this to our word bank here, because the reality is that the definitions of things, as I've been discovering more and more this week, is where a lot of people actually get stuck. Because you get to an exam, you don't know what this word means, you don't know how to do it because you don't know how to read the question because you don't know what the word means. Which I mean seems simple, but like, yeah. And so definitions, especially like this paper, the reason I'm starting with this paper is because the questions are super, super simple, but only if you know the terminology. And so I'm using this paper as a thing to jump off to like as a springboard for teaching different terminology. Okay. So we've got 1 centimeter represents 15 kilometers. Okay. So let's explore that. 1 centimeter. How many meters is in 1 centimeter? No, how many meters? Like just a normal 1 centimeter. I'm not talking about the scale. let's explore it. If I have 1 centimeter, that's just a centimeter. Okay. If I have 10 centimeters, what does that give you? Just what is 10 centimeters? Do we have a term for it? We do actually. It's a decimeter. Okay. Then we've got 1,000 centimeters. Is how much? Okay, let's take it from meters now. Let's start with our meters. So we've got 1 meter is a meter. What is 10 meters? You shouldn't. It's not. We're exploring. This is probably the first time you've ever heard some of these. It's this isn't actually technically part of the curriculum to know this, but this is a life hack, which basically gives you the background knowledge on all the stuff, so you never have to, if you can't for whatever reason remember how to convert from centimeters to kilometers, you can just work it out. So we've got 10 meters is going to be a decameter. And actually, we're going to write that. Okay, I think I'm correct. Let's just check. Yeah, like 10 meters is a decameter, like a decade. Let's double check that because Marinus is not infallible. Yes. Let's see. So a hectare is square meterage. Okay, so that's a different thing. It's not measuring from here to there. It's a totally different type of measurement. So we've got a decameter, but you're close because 100 meters is a hectare meter. Okay. And then what about 1,000 meters? Okay, so let's say we're in our exam. We're not totally sure how to do this measurement thing. It's like actually like kind of scary, honestly. Okay. So we get to this and we're like, oh my gosh, 1 centimeter is 15 kilometers. So let's figure this out. So if that is true, let's figure out how many centimeters is in 15 kilometers. Right? I mean, I think that's a fair thing to do. Okay. So let's see. 1 centimeter. Let's say we don't know all of this in an exam, but we do know how to get from a centimeter to a meter, and that's times 100. Right? Well, it's to figure out how many meters it is going to be 0.001 meters is equal to 15 kilometers. I'm not going to say it's equal to, I'm going to say is like ratio, because it's not actually equal. Okay? It's something to something else. We have to be very, very careful with the equal sign. Okay? Don't use it lightly. So if you're not sure whether something's equal, use the therefore. Use the because. So this means therefore. No, if it's supposed to be an equal sign and you're trying to show equivalency, you use equals to show equivalency. Um, what do you mean? If you're going to say therefore or because, then it needs to be therefore or because. Therefore has a specific purpose. Because has a specific purpose. But if you're saying, let's say we're working out some kind of thing in analytical geometry, but we're going from one idea to the next idea to the next idea. We're not going to say this A plus B equals C equals 8 plus 5 plus 7 equals 11. Well, sorry, G. We're not going to say that because they're not equal to each other unless we're told that they're equal. So be careful. When I say be careful with the equal sign, use it when you are showing equivalency. So when you get to a question, always ask yourself, what am I doing? Okay? Not in a weird way, but like, what are they wanting from me? So here, find the actual distance from A to B. So what we're asked there is, given that 1 centimeter here equals 15 kilometers in real life, what is the real life distance? So in that case, we are looking for equivalency. Does that make sense? So here we've got, so I was on this track over here. Like, I'm sorry, this is so messy. I was writing here 0.01 meters is equivalent to 15 kilometers. Now let's get from meters to kilometers. Again, to get from kilometers to meters, so if 1,000 meters is 1 kilometer, then I can say that to get from kilometers to meters, to make this this one, so this is 1,000 to 1. Okay. I'm going to get this one. Yeah, I've done it wrong here. No, I haven't. Okay, so I want to get this one over here, this 1 centimeter, to be a kilometer, which is kind of difficult because I know that's going to be much smaller than a kilometer. So I'm going to say this 1000, the 0.001 times, or I'm going to say divided by 1000. I actually want an equal number is equal to 0.00 0.0001. So watch here. Let's quickly move this across. This is my favorite part of this. That means that 1 centimeter is equal to 0.00001 kilometers. Oh, sorry. I want to say 1 kilometer is equal to 0.00000. No, sorry. Oh, I hope I haven't lost you because I'm also exploring here. This is fun. So 1 centimeter is equal to that many kilometers. The reason I nearly made that mistake was because I was kind of getting confused by all these numbers here. Honestly, there were so many numbers going around. And that is actually something we can learn from that. Like, kind of try to keep your things structured. So, something that I could possibly do to improve that is I could use lined pages here so that my things follow some kind of structure. Okay, so maybe I can use, I'm going to say use lined pages. And I can do that. Let's see. So it's kind of difficult to do this electronically because it's not printed out for me, right? Yes, but it's not going to be the exact amount. So I'm just going to pretend that I printed it out and I measured it. And the amount that I measured was, what should the amount be? Let's say the amount that I measured was, I did take my maids. Oh, I've got another round of maids due. I'll snooze that one for 2 hours. So the amount that I measured was 7.5 centimeters. Okay. So now, so far, I know that 1 centimeter is equal to how much? It was, how many zeros was it? 5 zeros. Zero 0.02345. Okay. So then I can say that 7.5 .0.00000075 kilometers will give me 15 over 7.5. No, what am I doing? Sorry. Okay. Sorry, that was just lack of thinking right there. So what I'm going to do is that's going to be 1 kilometer times 7.5. Because what I did here was I multiplied this 0.001, 0.000001 times 7.5. What I do to the left-hand side, I do to the right-hand side. So I've got that on the left-hand side and that on the right-hand side. So that would mean that it is actually 7.5 kilometers. No, it's 15. Sorry, I said 1 kilometer. It's supposed to be 15. So it's supposed to be 15 times 7.4. There we go. Next question, I promise I'll do better. Okay. So 15 times 7.5. Okay. So